2, 1, and we're returning. So, Needles is frowning.
If this is a dueling fight, I feel like this is going to be a slight against me somehow.
I don't know what you mean. I have no idea what you could possibly be talking about. So,
can we watch the dueling? I'm sorry, Master.
Well, we shall have to watch the dueling because that is our head boy who's about to compete with the last person who is left to face him. He is our reigning champion, of course. Once he's finished, he will lead you on a proper tour of the school. I apologise I cannot do it myself, but I have an important meeting with the rest of the teachers this morning, and then a meeting with some council members later on. But you are more than welcome to look around. Please be respectful to our teachers and our students alike. Please enjoy yourselves, and feel free to return at any time. Here he comes now. And she points as one boy who remains standing. He is they're all wearing robes, but they've got different coloured ties and collars to their robes. So similar to, slightly different to Bothwell, whereas in Harry Potter they had sort of sleeves underneath that showed through with their colours as well as the scarves.
So you're using copyrighted words?
Yes, I'm using copyrighted words. That thing that we never talk about! Yes, so a little bit more flamboyant. They've got sort of sleeves showing through, and the collars and everything, sort of the trim of their robes are their houses as well. The boy who's currently standing, who she's pointed out as the head boy and the current champion, he has a green tie and green jacket and green hem all the way around his robes. And the one who he is about to face off with is also wearing green. They are in the same house, it appears. In fact, it appears they may well be in the same year. So, you guys watch. And, give me 1 second, because I need to rearrange myself. Ow! My leg is going to sleep! Ow, 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 ow. Okay, so, they get up. And one of the other students, who is, it seems being the umpire for this, says, right, same rules apply, standard dueling practice. You'll throw a maximum of 3 spells at each other. The victor shall be decided. Well, we shall see. And he sort of gives the head boy a sort of look of no one's ever defeated you. So you will cast your spells in 3, 2, 1. And the boy who has just stood up in the green shouts, "Repulsor!" and is responded by the head boy.
Easy. Mage armor.
A force field appears in front of the head boy and shimmers, and it seems to blast a little back and repel the spell of the first boy, who then says, "Burning Hands!" and casts flames that go towards the shield, but don't seem to respond.
Even trying. Let's throw a nice regular shield spell on that one, please. Thank you.
Alright, the flames disappear entirely, and the boy takes a step back, and I'm just reading the chat now, and I'm not sorry at all. And he casts his own Suctum, and he brings up his own shield as well, and deflects over the top. Geobolt!
Counter spell.
Ah! And the guy has to hold on to his wand really tight as it jerks back in his hand.
Try this one. Hellfire!
And the other boy flies backwards as a blast of dark blue purpley flame licks up his shield and makes it disappear. He falls backwards onto the ground, his face sort of singed and black, coughing. And the student who is in charge of the battle raises their hand in the air and says, "The victor, once again, head boy, Bacurit's Valflamma." And everyone sort of cheers and claps him.
That's a long name.
I'll type it for you.
Thanks. My notes will be happy with that. Hey, Belgrath. So you should go up and give it a shot.
No, I think I'm going to let him have this one. I don't want to embarrass the poor lad.
She'll start laughing.
Are you scared, Belgrath?
He is just a student after all.
Needles just shrugs and goes, "This not duel, no one bleeding."
You're right, big man.
Correct, Bob.
The boy on the floor, who is singed and lost to his head boy, sort of stands up and is offered to shake hands with the head boy, but sort of like is a bit grumpy and takes it very begrudgingly and shakes his hand.
Right.
I want to wave at them. Hi!
The headmaster walks over to you, Buckarats, and says, "Buckarats, we have another tour for you. Please lead them around, show them absolutely everything, but I have warned them to make sure the students can get to their lessons on time. You may speak to whoever you please, as long as they will happily speak to you. You may go wherever you wish, as long as you are always accompanied by Valflamma here. And with that, I leave you. Thank you for attending our school today. I hope you enjoy yourselves." And in a flash of feathers, she's gone.
See, so 7 of you on this tour.
Yeah.
Cool. So then, what brings you to the school here today? And what do you want to be shown?
We are very interested in the library. We heard the best students are in third year, right?
They are the most well-trained, so naturally they would be in the highest year.
So what kind of lessons are the third years?
Beg your pardon?
What kind of lessons are the third years?
Well, it's more or less the same type of lessons, it's just to a higher degree of depth. Lessons are practiced more practically in the later years than some of the earlier years. We don't really let the younger years tamper with too much invocation, because that rarely goes well.
Sounds like a smart idea.
Yes. So you want to see the library? Of course you do. Everyone always comes for the library.
Okay, let's go see the library then.
Well, off we go.
The library sounds like a good idea.
Do try not to touch too much. It's a lot in this school is a lot more expensive than it might seem at first.
Sure, you don't want to have a go, Belgrath?
Well.
Quite sure, thank you.
Did you say that you didn't want to embarrass them?
You want to embarrass me, eh? Oh, that's a brag.
I think I heard something like that indeed. Yeah, Cypress is going to cross his arms, grin at Belgrath.
Oh, I'm waiting.
So, I'm having difficulty hearing what anyone's saying. My connection's really crap at the moment. Yeah, hang on.
Oh, God.
Amazing.
For those of you who are listening, or are avid listeners, I've just uploaded a picture of head boy to the chat. Needless to say, some of them recognise him from LARP. Anyway.
Yeah, I want to interact with.
I mean, I recognise the voice anyway, so. I also recognise Buckarats. I mean, come on.
The connection. Let's not walk.
I totally know where.
So, is he leading you upstairs to the library, or were you pausing for anything?
Oh, we were pausing. We're waiting for Belgrath to get back. Yeah, I just kind of threw Belgraph in the shit there.
He's feeling up to the challenge, then who am I to judge?
Well, I'm always up for a challenge. I mean, but the only thing is, apart from a blistering cascade of fire, I don't really have many arrows to my quiver. Cypher, on the other hand, he's the one that you want to be facing. He's got a wide variety of spells that he could face you with.
What's wrong with cascades of fire?
How about a three-way?
Arissa. How like Arissa to ask that?
Well, before we go any further, is it legal for us to do?
Probably not, but...
And as a head warrior.
Well, if you assault me, if you assault me, or we duel, and I win, it's shame on you for being beaten by someone inside the school. If you duel me and I lose, well, you came into our school and assaulted a student, so either way it doesn't really look too good for you. So
No, exactly, so I don't see why I'm being dragged into this in the first place. It sounds like a no-win situation for me.
I'm really just entertaining the thought.
This conversation happens on the way up to the library, which is 4 stories up. You go up one of the tall winding towers and points out various sights to you along the way. Look, there's the grounds. Look, there's another tower, etc., etc. You reach the top and you go across one of the bridges, which is outside, and they're very tall and arched, and it leads you from one tower to another, and you can see all the way down over the school. You can see a little bit of the city of Templar as well, but it's blurred out, almost as if the school has some sort of protection haze around it. So you can make out the houses and the roads, but not clearly. It's almost like through a sort of hazy fog. You cross over the bridge and you enter the tower, and it's larger on the inside than you were expecting. And you go through a little doorway, and you go into a huge, huge room. It's vast, it's got 2 stories inside it. There's winding steps going up either side to rails, and there are huge tottering piles of books all over the place. There are bookshelves going up as high as you can see on every place. Oh yeah, Bakir looks slightly elven. He has slightly pointy ears. So you don't immediately hate him on sight, Errol.
That's specifically what I was looking for. Just to be certain, though, I'm gonna keep sitting on Needles' shoulder.
Okay, you can keep sitting on Needles' shoulder, that's no problem. So you guys are in the library.
So, we should probably try and see if, that lady we were looking for is here. So I'm gonna look at and see if there's any tieflings in the library.
Yeah, I think we're all looking for her. Should we roll perception?
Sure, have a look and roll perception.
I'm actually just going to go in search of some decent magic books.
Okay.
Wait.
Did you just speak, Cypher? Because I didn't hear you.
Oh, I was just talking to myself.
Okay, that's alright then, because I heard you through the other room and I was like, did you just say something?
You're in search of fire books?
Rosie, should I roll perception as well for my thing, or...?
Yes, roll investigation for that.
I roll insight to see if I can kind of guess what people are trying to look for.
Yes, you may.
Ooh, Rosie, could I also look for magic based on shadow?
Sure.
Is that insight?
22 insight.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Wow. That sounds like a good idea.
Okay, so just to add to my list, so who is looking for the tiefling girl?
I am looking for the tiefling with my 24.
Yeah.
Oops, same.
Curses as well.
Enna, Kess,
And
and
Needles.
We did 14.
So Needles, Enna, Kess, and Errol are looking for Mollyar.
I'm more looking for interest build casual.
Okay. And looking for books or other. Arissa, you're looking for necromancy. And Belgarath, you're looking for fire?
Some fire, he's just looking for fire.
Just fire.
That's fine.
Books, not actual fire,
Not
right?
actual fire.
Whichever one comes first.
Be careful not to burn the entire library yet.
Don't worry, the library is proofed against such things. You'd be surprised how many people come up with the exact same sort of idea. The fire magic book sits on aisle 3, row 4. One's titled Gennara's Guide. They're the best ones.
Oh, I'm gonna enjoy this.
Crazy.
I think I'm just going to title this episode Bothwell References.
And if you like try and if I notice that any of the books are missing, I will notice. I'll make sure that you're the one who I send to the headmaster. So don't try and steal anything from the library. First of all, the abjuration charms around this place will prevent you from getting anything further than about a mile away from the grounds. But in general, just try and stick on the straight and narrow.
So,
Yeah, I don't know why you would assume we would be stealing anything from.
You'd be surprised how many people come in here as guests and try that.
Rose, did any of us manage to spot the tiefling girl?
Right, sorry, I'm just working my way through. Okay, so, Belgarath, with help, you find a section on fire books. Arissa seems to be wandering around the N section, looking at, picking up weird books with strange covers and titles, so you would also notice that. Everybody else seems to just be casually wandering, like, having a look around. There aren't many students in here at the moment, and there are 2 levels.
Well, I know some Belgarath and Arissa, basically.
Yes.
So no shadow books for me?
Not that you can see. There are a few books that are called, like, Path of the Shadows and things, but it seems to be more either erotic fiction.
Prissity.
Probably.
Either erotic fiction or, some of them are about dealing with death and the consequences of death and the life beyond.
oh, Arissa, sounds like the sort of thing you'd be wanting to
I
read.
haven't said anything to anyone.
You, the
Character.
Okay.
you're around the end section. I don't believe you've been acquainted yet.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Arissa.
Congrats. Pleasure to meet you. Are you looking for... I see you're looking at some of the more older tomes in the library. Is there anything I can specifically help you look for?
Well... no.
Are you sure?
Trust you.
That was a real question.
She's not sure she can really kind of trust you. She's not mentioned it to any of her party. Probably thinks you seem nice. But she thinks most people seem nice, so...
What happened? And now we lost him.
Prefect's gone! Rebel!
Anakin!
No!
Blink.
Yep. That certainly was Blink.
He comes back to find the whole library on fire. And it's just like,
It was an accident.
I'm pretending you're not lying to me, but an end in romancy.
What?
To Arissa, I'm saying, I'll pretend you're not lying to me, not looking at books that start and end and end.
Well, I lost a friend.
A very, very interesting motivation to look at books about necromancy. I assume you are aware of the restrictions on these arts.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I'm sure it will. Okay. Well, good luck in whatever you try and do.
Do you have any tips?
Don't.
Yeah, I do actually, but you have to pass about 4 entrance exams, get in through 3 rounds of screening, and get through 2 years of this place before I'm allowed to tell you anything. So, sorry.
Son of truth.
Go ahead. You
In the meantime, needles.
Why?
In the meantime.
Why would I have to do that?
This is school information. I can't just go around and give it everything free. What would be the point in paying so much money to go to the school in the first place?
I got distracted by a dog fart.
And you're always thinking 40 gold, advanced thing you get in.
Huh?
And you're always thinking 14 gold is the expense fee to get into.
That's nothing.
Yeah, I said yes. Entrance fees to the school, not guest fees.
It was dripping a sarcasm, by the way.
Yeah. It's good fun. What are you looking for here? I noticed a lot of your friends don't seem to be looking for books.
Well, we are admiring the architect.
Yes, I'm certain that you come to specifically the library to admire our school's amazing architecture.
Yes, isn't that the best place for it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Putting their most luxurious and exuberant architecture in the library.
It's a very pretty library.
Needles asks a nearby student, "Where is straight and narrow?" Okay.
Do I know what that means at all?
The student who looks elven sort of looks up at you. Shh. What? Is this a joke? I'm trying to study. Shh. And looks down and starts taking notes again.
Needles and shrug, just wander off.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
Apparently Belgrath has found the art of the mushroom.
If you're going to try and practice spells like that, you would do it outside.
I thought this library was protected against fire.
Fire, not the art of the mushroom, which is a very, very different thing from just burning.
Then what does this one do?
I like mushrooms.
I am not going to justify these questions with a response.
Where's your advanced section? Curious what you have.
The library is the advanced section.
Okay, right. So we have seen the library. It's
The magic in the entire. You don't just trifle with the lower tier books of rifle thaumaturgy.
right. So the library is beautiful. Could we also admire the common room? I think they must be just as beautiful as well.
Just to jump in, yes, so far none of you can see the specific tiefling. You can see some tieflings, but you can't see a pale red one.
Want to go looking at the common rooms? Very well. Which common room would you like to see first?
Go on.
Pardon, sorry?
Your common room.
I can't. Can you one more time, please?
Your common room.
Let's do the matrix rooms. I will.
Let's start with yours.
I will comply with this request, and at this point, I'll wait and see if everyone else is going to come around. Waiting a little bit, and then.
Okay, Belgrath has looked at the illustrations of the art of the mushroom and put it back. Orissa has come skipping. Ariel, you can have a look, but you don't really have time to read anything on teleportation magic. They do have a small section on it, but some of the books look, when you sort of, you got one out and flick through, it's very complicated. And they all seem to relate to each other, as if you've got to have read and understood at least 7 before you can read the next one, etc.
Okay, in that case, I'll just toss that book back and fly after the rest.
Okay.
So, are we all going to move across to the main common room?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the plan.
Sounds about right.
Okay, the Mazewick Common Room is in the highest point of one of the taller towers. He takes you back along the bridge, up another tower. You go along another bridge, again looking out over the courtyard and through. And you go up several more flights until you come into another room that is bigger than the tower itself, seems to be wide. And it also has the dormitories where the Mazewicks will sleep above it. You come to a door, and your head boy has to show his rune to be able to enter.
I flash my rune.
Ooh, not in front of everyone.
His rune is very fancy and intricate, and it doesn't just glow green, it also glows gold. And he holds his hand out, and the door also glows green with a poof of gold, and then it opens. There's no door handle. It opens, and you guys are all allowed to enter. And you enter a room. Head boy can describe it if you like.
It's it's a pretty large room. It's got quite a few series of very luxurious chairs, a very nice fireplace. Rooms seem kind of like they're duplicated into the way the room lays out. So, GM, can I ask people to make an intelligence check?
Yes.
Oh no. Fuck. Why intelligence?
Oh, shucks.
Lucky 7, which means I have to do all the negatives. Woo.
Oh, wait, I forgot to add my modifier.
Ah, 9 in total.
I have a not-natural 1.
So, people who got a 15 or higher, it kind of seems like bits of the room are duplicated in a way that, like, scales outwards. So the more people that are in the common room, the kind of wider it gets, and it kind of repeats itself to, like, accommodate more people.
Okay.
Very good.
That was only Orissa.
Not that I do.
And no one would believe you, Orissa. No one would believe you.
Who gets it and no one will ever believe her.
Cypher might. With that
Cypher was 24. Whatever Cypher's doing, Cypher's got it.
Then again, that makes sense, since he's the all-powerful NPC that joined us.
There are only a few students inside at the moment. A few of them are sort of yawning by the fire. A couple of them look like they've been up all night cramming. They've got sort of like that crazy hair. Their robes are strewn over the chair behind them. Their ties are askew. And they're like frantically writing down notes as they look at books and read. They barely give you a second glance as you walk in the room. A couple of the others are sitting around. One of them is making what looks like tea in the corner and sharing it with a friend next to the fire, and they just seem to be just waking up. But there's only 4 of them in the room at the moment. 2 that have been studying all night and 2 that are drinking tea.
The room looks pretty ornately decorated, all things considered. There's lots of green, lavish silks, and there's a cloth that are hung from the ceiling, and various symbols of the Mazic flag. very lush, rich emerald green.
The flag is green scales.
Pardon?
The flag is green scales, the Mazewick flag.
Okay. It looks very expensive and lush, and very, very... It looks like if this was... If you were to ask a mundane craftsman to craft this, it would probably cost you a sizable chunk of money.
What's to the symbolism? Sigil. What is the symbolism of the sigil?
Oh, what's the symbol of the house? Can they actually know what the symbol is from this?
I said green scales. That's in the symbolism.
Scales. Unlike Bothwell, you don't have an animal. So I'll tell you all this. You'll find this out on your travels. Mazewick, their flag is green scales, and they've all got green. Bramwen is yellow, and they have stripes. Tisselforth is blue, and they've got little stars. And Wucktorn is red, and they've got a big looping spiral. If you like, you can tell them a tale of what it stands for, or you can refuse to. That is up to you.
If they ask for it.
Gather around, ye children.
So the Mazewick house dates back a very long way, most likely to before the school was founded, but no one's really certain for sure. Responds to the scale armor with the green. It's paladin in his day,
You're cutting out, man.
So, for wearing armor and slaying many foes, whilst also cultivating and positive public attitude towards the study of magic. But the greatest spellcaster in the world, he widely excelled.
So in brief, the scales on the walls are, yes, they're decoration, Arissa. Yes, you can stroke them. They're all metal. Meanwhile, Needles is frowning and getting visibly impatient. Sorry, Needles. And the story of the green scales of the Mazewick flag dates back to beyond the school's founding. The armor of a powerful paladin of scales. And he did many magical things, slayed many foes, projected a positive attitude towards the study of magic, and has generally been awesome.
Yeah, he's the best founder.
Of course.
Oh, anything else? Is there anything else you would like to see inside Mazewick common room? I can't show you to the dorm rooms themselves because they're private areas and you aren't staff. I can understand.
We were told about
You're cutting out, huh?
Pardon?
We were told about a very interesting student of yours that came in. Didn't even need to pass the exam. They just got
okay, right. So you're gonna So that's why you're here.
No, it's more of a fascination on my part, because usually that's not a thing when it comes to wizard schools.
Okay, yeah, no, don't cut the bullshit with me. You want to go and see Mollyar, don't you?
I don't, personally, but I don't know about the other.
How long would you bring up? You said you were looking for a student? yeah, I know the fucking story.
What are you talking about? What's the problem here?
You were looking for a student, you got in without. Now you're having to pass the exams. We real now.
Well, I know you wizards are very in-depth in protocol. It just seems really off to me, that's why.
Yeah, I would concur with you, honestly. Wow. seem to have captivated the aura in the room.
Yeah, you don't like her, do you?
Oh, yeah, did you get that impression? How stuffed I must have been. Ursa, is that what you're saying?
No, I was more curious if she came across... If she didn't have an innate ability, does that come across more as a sorcerer? I know fine well that when it comes to sorcerers and wizards, they don't get along well.
She always struck me as more the sorcerer type. And with her innate ability, just blitzes the entire competition. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the best fucking student by miles without...
Yes, I can see your problem.
Only what to get to the position that I'm in. 3 solid years of backbreaking constant stardition here because she's so good naturally without having to learn anything at all. And is instantly the best caster in the entire universe.
Are you saying that aloud, Ariel?
I'm whispering it to Needles, whose shoulder I'm still sitting on.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the rest of the group.
Bakirats, could you do me a do a insight check?
Natural 20.
Okay. You hear the pixie whisper to the large Needles. You hear him whisper. You hear him whisper. I think he's jealous.
My face. Oh, no. Come in. Come in.
Meanwhile, Arissa is ignoring the conversation and settling down into an armchair, thinking, "Ooh, it's cozy." Ariel, are you going to come here?
I'll fly slightly closer.
Less of a fact of jealousy, more than the complete disregard. Or kind of the entire point of school. And she is a sorcerer at a wizard school, in my opinion. Maybe you might be sorcerers. It's unfair, yeah.
That was Valgarth is peering over the top of the book he is reading and smiling slightly.
So what you're saying is, as a sorcerer, she's too good to go to this school.
She's not meant to be here, and she is worshipped as the greatest wizard to have ever lived. You're trying to leave the common room.
Are you trying to leave the common room first?
Oh yeah, she's
slowly wandering outside.
Can you read that out?
So she's slowly wandering outside.
On my finger to leave the common room?
Well, I wanted to see the other common rooms as well, and this conversation was taking very long.
DM, is she like allowed basically to leave the common room without ring?
She would need you to open the door for her.
Okay, so she was attempting to walk outside, but found she couldn't.
Cass, you open the door to leave and are spun around and walk straight back in again. And you try this several times. You open the door and are immediately spun back on yourself. And you open the door, spin around back on yourself.
That's fair enough.
She is being judged unfairly positively by the wrong standards. It's the equivalent to academic malpractice.
And what is that? Magic is magic, no matter the source.
Is a bit different in these kind of...
That. Do you study magic?
Yes.
Like that, actually. And
I've got...
I'm talking about from a school perspective. If she was the greatest wizard of the school by sheer merit and application to her studies, yeah. But she's pretty much naturally gifted in every way, and she gets undue praise for it. Annoys me.
Well, maybe work harder and beat her on that.
It doesn't way.
Oh, Ariel! Oh, Ariel!
It's put like I'll try to explain it like this, Arrow. Sorcerers tend to have a more innate ability to control magic within themselves, where wizards are able to explore a lot more than what sorcerers can and control a lot more kinds of magic, but they're also restricted.
In that case,
It's a very, very different type of magic that she is getting praised for when it's not the type of magic that she should be getting praised for. That makes it more clear for you.
well, if there's a question.
Arissa puts her hand up from the chair and says, "What about bards, Mr. Cypher?"
Yeah, I'm just gonna try and put it in the nicest way possible.
Bards are cute.
Bards are lovely people that have strange magical abilities, but I consider them to be on the level with harpists in a tavern. That's really it.
Needles sees that Arissa has her hand in the air, walks over to her, and high-fives her.
Ironically, they're the magical equivalent of second fiddle.
Arissa kind of just puts her hand down, just kind of like, looking a bit sad.
These are the jokes. Right, shall we continue the call?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
I'd
Well,
like to see this really good wizard instead of these.
Stephen. Okay. Well, you see, I don't know where she is right about now. I know our house know where she's going to be soon, but yeah, I can't just waltz you on over and deliver you right into the ruby of the fucking absentee's hand. Sorry.
Well, where's she going to be? Because we could always have.
She'll be the Amwin common room in the morning for house meetings, probably. Who knows where I'll be? Oh, that's this morning, actually. We haven't had our morning meetings yet. Am I right on that, DM? Have we not had morning meetings yet?
No, you haven't had one yet, no. You were up super early to best people in battle and combat before breakfast.
Later on after breakfast, she will most likely be in the Brahmin common room for some meetings. And for my house meetings as well.
Oh, it would be lovely to see her. I mean, it would be nice to get her signature.
Okay.
As someone who actually knows magic.
I was cruising for a bruise here, seriously.
Knows magic?
Yeah.
You just lick my laptop.
Oh.
I don't know magic.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Well, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
Uh-oh, that was a joke, but okay, sure.
On the topic, could I interest you in a trick? I mean, this surely is nothing for the likes of, well, you, since you're a third year here, but maybe it would amuse you to see it.
Yes.
Could you pull a card for me? Just pick one.
You're going to show me a deck by any chance?
Yes.
What are all kind on the deck?
Go for it.
That is a 16 on rolling arcana on the deck.
Okay. It is highly magical. You can sense it's like a lot of mixtures of different magics, and it's very powerful.
Okay. I will say, alright then, hand me the deck.
Like I'm gonna hand you the full deck.
Oh, I thought you were just showing me a magic trick.
Yeah, pick a card.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass, thank you very much.
I'm simply going to open up and say, like,
You're a fucking idiot. I can sense that thing is highly magical. And I know that there's a lot of weird deck and card-based magics out there that I don't want to deal with.
Yeah, I'm sure Mollyar would be able to deal with it.
oh,
By all means.
this science is fucking real.
See that, guys? He doesn't dare. And I fold the deck back up and I stuff it in the box and just hide it away.
Is this Errol's equivalent of doing Back to the Future? Nobody counts me chicken.
Oh yeah, chicken.
I'm even touched the deck.
As I'm remembering all of this, when I eventually have to do a report on this meeting to the headmaster. So, thank you for being so rude and so thoroughly disrespectful in this entire meeting that I'm going out of my time. So, okay.
That's just him and Jim. Don't
First impression.
Smack him. Get a fly swatter.
Fire spell interested friend over there. Oh, and the fellow who never caught your name. The fellow who supported me in explaining the difference between sorcery and wizardry. You're also all right.
Yes, my name is Cypher.
Pleasure to meet you.
What did I do wrong?
You have not done anything wrong. Not done anything right.
Right, okay. I thought you were tarring me with the same brush as the pixie. I was getting...
No, don't worry. So,
Yeah, Neil, we'll get to that.
soon. So if you want to go to breakfast, you can.
Ooh.
Until before that, if there's anything else you'd like to see before I head to breakfast, then your opinions known now.
I'm going to look at the rest of the group. What I previously said about this woman, going, clearly he knows her. Come on.
Beg your pardon?
Am I cutting out for you guys?
Yes.
Yes.
I heard you say something, but I just didn't catch the whole thing.
I'm looking at I'm looking at the rest of the group as in like, come on, I brought up the conversation. You guys got to bring up some. It's not my business, but I'm bringing it up.
Okay, Errol, you're successful.
The
Errol,
rest is
you are
still
successful.
You're called second fiddle because she's a bard.
Oh, rude.
Lucy, could you repeat that one more time?
Sorry, I just said you were successful in what you did.
Yay.
Cypher is looking at the rest of you like, guys.
I'll join in on that, guys.
And on that note, I'm going to pause and start the second recording. I'll leave it on the note of Arissa is thinking, second fiddle, I'll show you second fiddle. And we'll be back.